pleasure to introduce President Mike Coleman, also from District 3.
Thank you, Rick. Welcome this afternoon. I'd first like to start off by introducing our board of directors. From District 1, Randy Christensen. He's secretary from Scranton. Also from District 1, we have Paul Heineman from Ogden. Paul's in the back there. And also from District 1, we have Kim Rinker, and she is our treasurer, and she's also from Ogden. From District 2, Jim Braille, he's from Ames. Yeah, he's not here today. He's not feeling well. So, Bill Harleen, Madrid, and Doug Ryobi, Ames. From District 3, we have Joel Scow. He is our assistant secretary treasurer from Wesley. Rick Thompson, he's our vice president. He's from Laverne. And from District 4, we have Charlie Gilbert, Iowa Falls. Also from District 4, we have Tom Engelbretson from Hubbard. And last but not least, Jack Runge from Alden. Buckeye. We welcome all our members who are attending either in person today or watching via one of our social media channels. At the end of today's meeting, we will welcome questions. For those members watching online, please place your questions and the comments, and we will read those at the end of the meeting. As you enter today, you should have received a copy of your co-op's 2021 annual report containing the co-op's financials, meeting minutes from last year, which can be found on page 5. For those viewing online, the annual report and minutes can be found at our website, midlandpower.coop/annual meeting. Unless I hear any additions or correction, the minutes and annual report financials will stand approved as presented. I would like to introduce our attorney, Haley Van Loon, from the firm Brown Winnick, to give us a brief overview of our election process. Haley?
Thank you, Mike. Good afternoon. Great to see everyone. So in terms of Midland's election process, Iowa law and Midland's policies allow for a Midland Cooperative to circulate ballots by mail in advance of a cooperative election. Those ballots have been circulated to the member list. They have been returned to the co-op, and they were kept at the co-op unopened until today, when a team of volunteer member tellers under our supervision have counted the mailed ballots. Those mailed ballots have been collected and totaled and will be added to any that are brought in today. In terms of candidate nominations for the ballots, Midland Co-op has a process where they have a member-elected nominating committee consisting of 12 individuals. This year from District 1, those individuals include Richard Larson, Aaron McLeod, Greg Reinhardt. From District 2, Greg Artz, Dennis Lynch, Christopher Paulson. From District 3, Ron Collins, Anthony Hilbert, Alan Maines. And from District 4, Dwayne Kruckenberg, Steve Martin, and Dwayne Schultz. At this time, I would like to make a final call for ballots. So if you're a member in attendance and you haven't already done so, please mark your ballots as instructed and hold it up for any tellers in the room to collect. Is there anyone who has a ballot? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Haley. As you have seen on the cover of our annual report, this year marks Midland Power's 30th year of anniversary. For the past 3 decades, we have worked to deliver the safe, reliable, and affordable electricity our members depend on. I am proud to report Midland continued to meet the challenge in 2021. Here's a brief video showcasing some of our accomplishments last year.
This year marks Midland Power's 30th anniversary.
We had just went through a vote. The Green and Hardin RECs voted on a plan of merger. There were some lessons learned in the Green and Hardin merger. We carried those lessons into the Humboldt merger. So how Midland is strategically positioned has enabled us to have the growth that covers the fixed costs to keep our rates down.
The benefits for the members are when you bring the two co-ops together, you're going to save money because you're not duplicating some things. So you've got one audit each year versus two. You're running one billing system, so you're able to create some staffing savings and some savings from consulting and those type of things. But also there's the shared knowledge that comes with that. So when you bring two systems together, each system has expertise, maybe a little more in one way or the other, and you're able to share that across. I mean, if you go back to 1992 and think about where we were from technology, we're all enjoying standard cable TV and flip phones, and now we're streaming and have a cell phone that probably has more technology on it than many of the early spacecraft that we put on the moon.
Well, I guess I feel as Midland, we're always a outlooking co-op, from the mergers that we've had in the past to just how we run business. We're always looking for the next thing, trying to economic development, always trying to get the new load in, and also just, taking care of our customers that have been loyal to us for, their whole life. We have customers on the line that have been there a lot of years, and, we appreciate them and try to do the best we can to, support them.
That spirit of service was evident in December when severe weather struck our system.
Widespread damage. With the derecho coming through, we had poles down, both Midland Power poles were knocked down, but actually quite a few more transmission poles knocked down, which blocks the service to our substations, which then creates widespread outages. So from just across multiple counties, so taking Greene County and moving west through Boone County and into Story County and across, and then up into somewhat into our Humboldt counties and Hardin counties. Lots of poles down, trees coming through line. Actually had a brand new substation that was heavily damaged, and you're talking steel beams that are pushed and bent and poles bent over on those. And the storm that hit in December, it hit late in the evening. So you're trying to assess that damage at dark, and that's very hard. You're literally driving out with a flashlight trying to see where those poles are down. Our linemen, those guys are dedicated, they are in the hard weather, they're out late. At the same time, stressing safety because working at night is dangerous, and those storms, you never know what you're going to come up on. So I'm so thankful for their commitment to restoring power, but also being safe.
Very impressed with the crews. They get out there and work, and they're safe about it. Because at Midland, safety is a culture.
So what keeps me up at night is when the guys are out working. The main goal is to make sure they make it back home.
Safety is huge to a co-op. It's a dangerous business, the linemen are out and working around high voltage electricity, oftentimes in dangerous situations. So having a full-fledged safety program that really drives that culture is an advantage that maybe a smaller system doesn't have some of those opportunities.
Last year, employees safely worked more than 109,000 hours without a lost time accident. In fact, employees have worked since 2019 without an OSHA recordable accident.
I think Midland ranks towards the top end of reliability compared to other utilities. We spend a lot of time and money on resources to keep the reliability up on our system. We invested an extra couple $100,000 in our tree trimming, in our vegetation budget. Trees are your #1 cause of outages.
Midland also continues to make substantial investments in strengthening our infrastructure.
We are at the Scranton substation, which is a brand new rebuild from a 34.5 kV sub to a 69 kV sub. We came up with that work plan by doing a study of the entire system and breaking it out through a 4-year period. So this year we did a lot of our work up in the Iowa Falls and the Boone area. So that was where all of our line rebuild work was. And then for our substation rebuild work, we did the Scranton sub and then the Bagley sub just south of Jefferson. The direct impact for the member is a higher grade service directly leaving the sub, so more ampacity carrying through the lines. We're on a pretty good track right now. We have a lot of our main line that's already upgraded to heavier construction. The main focus right now is getting these subs converted from 34.5 to 69 kV, and then the rest of the backbone is actually in pretty good shape.
In May, we broke ground on the new Hastings substation located at New Cooperative's Cooper location. We also completed other key projects, including upgrading the Bagley and Cherdan substations and replacing 30 miles of old line to help ensure reliable service for our members.
Well, Midland Power's culture has always been member first. As a cooperative, that's what we do. We're not in this as an investor-owned utility trying to make money for investors. We are member-owned. Everything we do is for the benefit of our members. We have an array of rebates and incentives out there. Midland Power Cooperative actually offers a reduced heating and cooling rate. So if the main source of your heating system inside your house is electrically driven, heat pumps, electric heat systems, you can qualify for a reduced rate structure on your home. All this comes back as a benefit to our membership as well as to the co-op, because it is an avenue for us to help keep our costs down, help to keep demand costs down. And so really it's a win-win for the cooperative, but mostly it's a big win for our membership.
Midland's Community Solar Program is another example of our focus on developing innovative solutions for our members. Located at our Iowa Falls Service Center, the 150 kilowatt solar array takes the hassle out of owning solar.
If a storm comes through, I pick it up, I fix it, I make sure it works every day. You have somebody personally managing your solar off-site. You don't have to look at it, you don't have to deal with it and worry about cleaning it. Everything's taken care of for the membership from the co-op. So purchasing your solar through our community solar program is a proactive way to guarantee what your KW costs will be in the future. There's not a hidden fees, everything is black and white. We explain it all to you before you buy the contract. And it's just a big alternative to trying to have your own on your own property and maintain it.
Midland can also help members interested in installing their own renewable system.
Midland Power is actually part of a company called Iowa Choice Renewables, which helps members figure out what solar might be able to do for them and how much energy it might be able to offset, what a payback might look like on that. And so if you call us, we can take you all the way from just designing a system all the way to a turnkey system that meets your goals and your needs.
Midland's power providers, Corn Belt Power Cooperative and Central Iowa Power Cooperative, continue to bring new sources of energy into their resource mixes. The Wapello solar project came online in March and is the largest solar generating facility in the state. This 100 megawatt AC solar field provides power to SIPCO and is part of an energy portfolio that balances wind and solar generation with critical baseload power sources including coal and natural gas. This all-of-the-above strategy helps ensure we can continue to power our economic growth.
Over the past 30 years with Midland Power, we've had really excellent success in our growth. We were positioned well, we're in the right footprint. efforts from local government, economic development communities helping us as well. Partner with them has really put Midland on the forefront of the economic development branch. Selling this facility in the last year was probably one of the highlights for us in kind of the economic development side. We're really excited about CNI coming into this facility, working with Iowa Falls Economic Development and Midland Power as far as their promotions and doing that, so we're excited for them. This park was developed in the mid-90s. You know, it's a 40-acre industrial park. So when we built this, it's to grow our kilowatt-hour sales. When we can sell more kilowatt-hours and spread our fixed cost over that base, it's going to keep the electricity cost to our membership lower.
Midland continued our tradition of investing in our communities last year, supporting numerous projects and organizations, including the Greene County Early Learning Center.
We are in the new facility that we've been building for the last few months, and we'll be opening really soon. Midland Power worked with other electric organizations and pulled together a donation for the new building, as well as a pass-through for our USDA loan. Midland Power was great to work with. They really have been. We've had some very unique positions to work with, and everybody has been great.
Concern for community is a key cooperative principle. Last fall, Midland employees spent the day making improvements at Ledges State Park near Boone, and Ambrose A. Call State Park near Algona during our annual Volunteer Day. Supporting our communities also means carefully balancing the need to make smart investments to maintain and improve reliability while keeping our rates affordable.
We have to look at our budget every month, and the financials are part of our monthly meetings, and if we need to get together more often than that for something, then that's what we do. Midland Power invested more than $5 million in substations and infrastructure to improve reliability. Last year, we returned over $2 million in patronage to our members. By doing so, that puts money back into our communities.
Last year, 70% of every dollar spent went toward the cost of purchased power, with residential members accounting for half of the cooperative's revenue. Our annual audit showed Midland to have a clean financial bill of health.
Over the last 20-some years, I've seen that at Midland and the co-ops we work with, it's all about providing safe, reliable, cost-effective electrons to your customers.
One of the exciting things for me about working at a co-op is that the co-op is focused on the membership and what's best for the membership. If you go back to the 1930s when the co-ops were formed, it was about improving the quality of life for their membership. Yeah, we brought electricity to the farm, but it was really about improving the quality of life and making people's lives better, going from your child studying by candlelight or lantern to having a light to study by. And I think going forward, I hope remains the commitment, that it's a focus on doing the best job for our membership and doing it locally. I think there's an advantage to being able to be local, that our membership knows our board of directors, they know the linemen in the community, they can stop by an office and have a local office. I think that we're 30 years from now, I hope we have that same commitment to caring for the member, improving their quality of life, and doing it on a local basis.
That was a great video. I'd like to invite Haley to rejoin us to present the election results.
Thank you. I am going to announce the election results, starting with District 1 and continuing to District 4. I'll first announce the successful candidate for the Board of Director position, and then I will announce the successful candidates for the nominating committee positions. In District 1, Kim Rinker has been elected to the Board of Directors. Congratulations, Kim. Richard Larson, Aaron McLeod, and Greg Reinhardt have been elected to the nominating committee. Congratulations to those individuals. In District 2, Bill Harleen has been elected to the board of directors. Congratulations, Bill. Greg Arts, Dave Jameson, and Mark Speck have been elected to the nominating committee. In District 3, Rick Thompson has been elected to the board of directors. Congratulations, Rick. And Dean Borman, Alan Maines, and Tim Terwilliger have been elected to the nominating committee. Finally, in District 4, Jim Vierkant has been elected to the board of directors. Congratulations, Jim. And Dwayne Kruckenberg, Steve Martin, and Dwayne Schultz have been elected to the nominating committee.
Haley. Well, I'd just like to congratulate everyone who got elected. It's an honor and be interesting to serve with you. So we will now hold the prize drawings on Midland Power members are eligible. We will now hold the prize drawings. Only Midland Power members are eligible to win. Directors, employees, and their immediate family members are not eligible. Members who attended one of our 3 recent member appreciation dinners were automatically entered to win a Great Door Prize. Those winning names are listed on our website. Children who attended the events were also entered to win a bike. Those winning kids have already been notified. We thank all the members who did attend those events and hope they had as much fun as we did. We will now do the bill credit drawings. We will draw 3 members from each district, with each of them receiving a $50 bill credit. The winners will be drawn from those members who are submitted on a ballot. As a reminder, members are not required to be present to win. We will notify the winning members and the credit will be applied on their next electric bill. I'd like to ask Vice President Rick Thompson to come up and assist me in drawing our winners. Start with District 1.
You can draw. Ready? Yep.
There we go.
Something I can do.
That's right. And our first winner is Heartland Co-op. What's that? 3.
Big deep.
Our second winner is Walter Tomenga, Rippey, Iowa. And our third winner is Richard Schneider from Madrid. Congratulations, you 3.
Ready?
All right, District 2. David Burrell, Ames, Iowa. Our first winner. Second winner is Boone County Maintenance, Boone, Iowa. And our third winner is Richard Herstorm, Madrid. Congratulations to you 3. And now District 3. Larry Vag, Algona, Iowa. It's our first winner. Second winner, Richard Buffington, Titonka, Iowa.
That's an answer.
Is it?
You did well.
And 3, Trent Farham, Gowrie, Iowa. Congratulations, you 3. Last but not least, District 4.
Just for the record, Tom Ingebrigtsen picked the color of this one.
I'm sure he did. He likes that color. Ronald Allen, Iowa Falls. Is our first one. Second one. Lauren Trinagel, Radcliffe. And last but not least is Brunel Hill, Ellsworth, Iowa. Thank you, Rick. So you guys will all be getting contacted, and you will get your prize. So at this time, we will entertain member questions concerning the operations of your cooperative. Are there any questions either here in person or online? Seeing none?
Yeah. Is there any definition, written or otherwise, what they mean by economic development?
Bill, you want to handle that one?
Any criteria for that?
So I'm the CEO of the co-op, so I'm Bill McKim with the co-op. And economic development is a wide-ranging, a lot of things fall under that definition, but generally it involves attracting investment to a community area. So you're trying to attract, it could be housing, more businesses. Generally, as we talk about economic development, we're trying to recruit business and industry to come to rural Iowa, to establish their business, create jobs, and invest in the local communities. And so that's when we do economic development. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to attract investment and economic activity into rural Iowa.
That means there's an assumption that if you have jobs, you will have prosperity.
In a general sense, yes. You're trying to create jobs, but it's also creating investment. And it also can be, you can attract, so take value-added agriculture. You can attract a business, and it may not be a huge job creator, but it could create economic benefit for the farming community around it because it provides a place for their products and things to be served, to be purchased and used. So that would be a general sense.
This term economic benefit is still kind of foggy. I remember listening to a professor from Iowa State, Prof. Jerry Knox, his class of regional planners, and the suggestion that bigger is always better. Well, that's not necessarily true. But when we finally got down to asking this professor, how do you measure the living floor conditions of the people, which is the ultimate goal of economic development? How do you measure it? And he had no answer for it. And I've been watching economists for 60 years now, and I've never seen a competent answer. How do you actually measure the living floor conditions of people to tell whether or not your dream of economic development actually had a useful and positive result? I'm not seeing it. I haven't heard it yet. And so I'm not saying that you got to have it all figured out today, but it would be something to think about. How do you measure? Now, a farmer can go out and look at his animals, and if he's sending animals into a packing house, he can have them kind of keep an eye on how things worked out as a result of his feeding practices, his animal management, his health practices, and so on. They can measure pretty closely how those things came out. But I've never seen that sort of thing measured concerning us humans. I remember a guy worked at one of our renters worked at the foundry here in Boone. He says, the union gets me a bigger wage. Go to the store, prices are just that much higher. Made no difference. Well, the union thought that economic development was higher wage, but they never thought beyond that. And so I think that's an area that needs a little more serious thinking. Well, anyway, for what it's worth.
Appreciate the question.
Thank you. Any other questions? Knowing no other business to become before this body, I declare the meeting adjourned. Thank you all for attending the meeting this afternoon. The board members, management, and employees will be available after the meeting if any members have matters they wish to discuss. For the board of directors, organizational meeting will be held in a few minutes. Thank you for your time.
I want to thank you guys for keeping the lights on.
Yeah.
Yeah.